If you were born after 1963, Social Security has already decided something about your money, and they did it without sending you a single letter. There is a specific formula inside the Social Security system that determines how much you will receive every single month for the rest of your life. Most people born after 1963 assume that number is fixed, that it is what it is, that the government calculated it correctly and sent it to them. They are wrong. Right now, in 2026, there are people in this exact group born 1964, 1970, 1975, 1982, who are either collecting less than they are legally entitled to or are about to make a claiming decision that will permanently cost them over $22,000. $22,000, not over a lifetime, over a single claiming window that closes quietly with no warning from SSA and never reopens. Stay with me until the end, because the last thing I'm going to tell you is the one move that almost nobody born after 1963 makes, and it is the only move that protects the full amount you have earned. Before we get into it, if you are not subscribed to this channel, do that right now and turn on the bell. Here is why it actually matters. The Social Security Administration changes its rules, its limits, and its calculations every single year. When those changes happen, SSA does not call you. They do not send a personalized letter explaining what changed for your specific birth year, your specific earnings record, or your specific situation. What this channel does is take those changes, break them down by what they actually mean for people in your exact group, and get that information to you before the deadlines pass and before the decisions are already made. The people who are subscribed here find out in time. The ones who are not tend to find out after the wrong decision, after the reduced amount is already locked in. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Here's the first thing everyone born after 1963 needs to understand, and most do not know their exact number. Your full retirement age is 67, not 65, not 66, 67. That is the age at which Social Security calculates your full unreduced monthly benefit. Every single month you claim before 67 permanently reduces that number. This is not a temporary hold. It is not adjusted later. The reduced amount becomes your number for life. Here is what that looks like in real dollars. If your full benefit at age 67 is $2,000 a month and you claim at 62, Social Security reduces that benefit by 30%. Permanently, that is $600 less every single month for the rest of your life. Over a 20-year retirement, that one early claiming decision costs you $144,000. SSA will process that early application without warning you about this. They will ask if you understand your benefit will be reduced. You say yes, and the reduced amount becomes your permanent number. There is no appeal after that. There is no adjustment. That is the number. But here is what makes this more complicated and more important for people in this group specifically. If you claim at 67, your full retirement age, you receive your full calculated benefit. That is the baseline. But if you wait past 67, something significant happens. Every single month you delay past full retirement age, your benefit grows by 2/3%. That sounds small. It is not small. That compounds to 8% per year. Between age 67 and age 70, you can accumulate up to 24% more permanently on top of your full benefit. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that is $480 more every single month, forever. Over 12 months, that is $5,760 more per year than what you would have collected at 67. Over 4 years of retirement, just the first 4 years, the gap between claiming at 67 versus waiting until 70 is over $22,000. And that gap compounds every single year you are alive after that. SSA is not going to call you and explain this calculation. They are not going to send a letter at 67 saying, wait 3 more years and here is exactly what you will gain. They process the application you submit. That is all. The $22,080 I mentioned in the title is not a government error. It is not money they are hiding. It is money that is sitting in a calculation, your calculation, that disappears permanently the moment you file at the wrong time. Now here's the part that affects people born after 1963 more than almost any other group, and it is the one most people never check. Your Social Security benefit is calculated based on your earnings record. Every dollar you ever earned that had Social Security tax withheld from it, going back to your very first job, is supposed to be recorded in your SSA file. That data came from your employers, and every single year there was an opportunity for something to go wrong. A wrong number submitted, a year that got missed entirely, a job that closed, and whose payroll records were never transferred, a period of self-employment that did not get reported correctly. Each error that goes uncorrected reduces your monthly benefit when you eventually claim. Here is what one missed year actually costs you: approximately $100 less per month, every month, for life. If you worked through the 1990s and the era of manual payroll processing, there is a real chance your record has at least 1 year that does not accurately reflect what you earned. And here is the critical window that most people in this group miss. You can correct earnings record errors for free right now, while you still have the documentation to support it. W-2 forms, pay stubs, old tax returns. These things are easier to locate today than they will be in 10 or 15 years. Once you claim, once SSA locks in your benefit amount, correcting old earnings errors becomes significantly harder. The window does not close completely, but it narrows, and the process gets more complicated. Go to ssa.gov right now. Create a My Social Security account if you do not have one. Open your Social Security statement. Look at the earnings listed for every single year you worked. Compare it against your own records. If a year is missing, if a number looks significantly lower than what you earned, file a request for correction of earnings record with supporting documentation. SSA processes these corrections and your record gets updated. Do it now while the fix is still straightforward. There is one more rule that catches people born after 1,963 completely off guard, especially people who are planning to claim early while still working. It is called the earnings test, and if you do not know this rule exists, your Social Security check will appear to simply disappear 1 month with no explanation from SSA. Here is how it works. If you claim Social Security before your full retirement age of 67 and you are still working, SSA withholds $1 for every $2 you earn above a set annual limit. In 2026, that limit is $23,400 a year. If you earn $33,400, and which is $10,000 over the limit, SSA withholds $5,000 from your benefits for that year. That can mean your monthly check drops significantly or stops entirely for several months. Now, here is the part that confuses people most. The money is not gone permanently. Once you reach full retirement age, SSA recalculates your benefit to credit back the months that were withheld. Your ongoing monthly benefit goes up slightly to reflect this, but here is the catch. If you did not know the earnings test existed, if you were counting on that monthly Social Security deposit and it suddenly stopped or dropped, the financial disruption in the meantime is real. Bills do not wait for SSA to finish recalculating. Know the rule before you claim. If you are working and planning to collect before 67, run the numbers first. 3 steps. This is exactly what everyone born after 1,963 needs to do. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. If you do not have one, create it. You will need your Social Security number and a valid email. It takes about 10 minutes. Once you are in, open your Social Security statement. Look at 2 things. First, your estimated monthly benefit at age 62, at 67, and at 70. These 3 numbers are listed side by side. The difference between the 62 number and the 70 number is your actual decision range. Look at that gap. Understand what it means in real dollars over a 20-year retirement. Second, scroll through your earnings history year by year. Every year you worked should have a number next to it. If any year is blank or looks significantly lower than what you actually earned, make a note of it. Step 2. If you find an earnings error, do not ignore it. File a correction request with SSA, either online through your account or by calling 1-800-772-1213. Ask specifically for a request for correction of earnings record and bring whatever documentation you have. W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs. SSA updates the record and your estimated benefit goes up. Step 3. Before you make any claiming decision, before you file for benefits at 62 or 65 or 67, call SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 and ask them to walk you through the permanent dollar impact of your specific claiming age. Use these exact words. I want to understand the permanent monthly difference between claiming now versus waiting until 70 based on my specific earnings record. That specific language tells the agent exactly what calculation to pull. They will give you your real numbers, not estimates, not ranges, your actual benefit at each claiming age. Write those numbers down before you make any decision. The Social Security Administration has already calculated what you are owed. That number is sitting in their system right now, but they are not going to call you and explain it. They are not going to warn you before you file at the wrong age. They are not going to flag your earnings record errors before you claim and lock in a reduced number. Born after 1963, your full retirement age is 67. Claiming at 62 costs you 30% permanently. Waiting until 70 earns you up to 24% more permanently. One missed earnings year costs you $100 a month for life, and the window to fix it without complications is open right now. Share this video with one person you know who was born after 1963 and has not checked their SSA account yet. That one conversation could change their financial picture for the next 20 years. I will see you in the next one.